Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of Fallout New Vegas. Last time we cleared Quarry Junction and dropped Edie off with the followers of the Apocalypse, where she is going to get her systems upgraded, her combat systems upgraded. However, as I mentioned, she's when she's done being worked on, she's going to be put back into Primm. So we actually have to make our way to Primm. Uh, down south a ways. So, and I think it takes 2 in-game days, maybe 3. So we may as well make our way down. I really don't have any anything else to do. Like I don't want to do any main story stuff without her. I was just checking to see something. Not because I don't think we can handle it, but just I don't want to have to start something and then have to go out of my way to go pick her back up. And I think this is just the easiest way. If Veronica and I just kind of wander down there, maybe by the time we get there, she'll be fixed. If not, we can always just spend one night there, and then pick her up, move back up here, and finish off the quest. Finish off the not finish off the main story. There's when I said last episode, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and finish up. I didn't mean like the game is almost done. I meant it's time to get back on the main quest because we have 2 followers. We have Edie, whose quest is going to be finished as soon as we pick her up from Primm, and then we had Veronica, whose quest we finished a couple episodes. Oh, last episode I think, where we whenever you finish a companion quest, you get they get a boost in one of their perks. So we remember Veronica got an armor bonus, and Edie would get the attack bonus, which is why we took her to the followers, which I always thought was kind of reversed. You would think the Brotherhood of Steel with their fancy high-tech weaponry would be the ones to upgrade the weapons. But no, they do the armor. I've never actually done the armor. I just don't find it appealing in any way. I just don't think it's worth... I don't know. And as much as Erik would prefer to help the Brotherhood, and this is why, I mean, I always do it when I play, but the way I'm justifying it for this playthrough is that Erik, as much as he wants to help the Brotherhood, it's better for him to have Edie's. Might as well. Doesn't hurt anyone. He would rather help himself by upping her attacks. I think I've checked all of these because none of them have anything I want. So that's the role-playing justification I have currently. Yeah, that's the way I'm thinking. I'm thinking about it. Erik would definitely say, I'm gonna go ahead and discover this barn just for the little experience. Erik would say, think this is the one I can go in. Oh my. There's an ant stuck in there. Yep. For the Brotherhood. As she punches the ant. Erik would say, as much as he would like to help, ideally, the Brotherhood of Steel, because of Veronica, not for any other reason, other than Veronica has been a good companion and friend and ally, and she would want to he would want to help her by helping the Brotherhood in a way. The reality is, having Edie's weapons upgraded is more beneficial to him and his cause currently, his current mission, his current goals. So that's how that's playing out. And from a gameplay perspective, it just makes more sense to upgrade your weapons than your armor. Best defense is good offense, as they say. Whether or not that is actually accurate in terms of this game, for sure. Bigger guns are always better than better armor. And if you can kill an enemy in one shot, 2 shots, then it doesn't matter if you're running around naked. Honestly. It's not like health restoring items are hard to come by. There's plenty of stuff in the wasteland. Even if you're playing hardcore, you might not be able to carry as much, but it's there. That's the way I look at it, anyway. Unfortunately, not a lot of action, other than killing those 2 ants. I haven't played this game in a while. I think it was a week ago, more than that I played last. And I mentioned this in the Final Fantasy playthrough. It's because of Breath of the Wild that I got. I don't even remember when I bought the game anymore. The last, I would say maybe week and a half have been an absolute blur. So I'll wake up, eat breakfast, take the dogs out, feed them. Hello, strange ranger, just here.
You've done a good turn for the NCR, and now we'd like to... You're not a...
And he's off. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk to him, so he would say that, and then he would run away. It's funny to me. I don't know. What is this? I don't think I want to get too close. I don't remember what this is. Do I have this marked off? No, I don't. I don't actually. Black Mountain is right up there, but I don't think I can climb this hill. Or can I? No, I don't. Even if I could, it's not something I want to do right now. Black Mountain is interesting. It's an interesting little side quest that you stumble upon if you head up that way, but I think we discovered Black Mountain. I guess it might as well go up. Go ahead and save. If I can scale this here, the side of this. Oh, are you?
Stay out of the control room and enclosure, or there's gonna be trouble. Got it?
Who are I want to shoot you in the head? I just saved, so I'm gonna go ahead and do so. Don't talk to me. You know what I mean? Just, who do you think you are? I'm sick of the NCR. I'm sick of the NCR trying to tell me where I can and can't go. I'm gonna go wherever I please. Okay? That's what Erik is gonna do. Erik is gonna go wherever he wants. Oh, are they hostile now? I hope not. But if they are, then whatever. I don't care. I did want to... Might as well repair it. It's not in bad shape, but... Might as well. Anyway. Yeah, I think I've had enough of the NCR trying to tell me where I can and can't go. And really just being incredibly sassy to me. I'm not interested. So you can keep that to yourself. But yeah, it looks like there's going to be an invisible wall here. Oh, man. That is incredibly annoying. Why not just make this a sheer cliff? Unscalable. Instead of making invisible walls. These are the tiny little things that I think make this game not as good as Fallout 3. Because I think this is a much better game than Fallout 3. I think the story is more interesting. I think the world itself is a lot more fun to explore. I think the weapons are better. I think being able to aim through the iron sights like this is superior to what is offered in Fallout 3. The main quest, in my opinion, in this game is much, much, much more interesting. Just everything, really. Like, everything about, except how some of these tiny little quirks, why would you make an invisible wall there? It's bad game design. It's what it is. Invisible walls are never, unless it's a very linear game, like say I'm playing, I don't know, this happened a lot when I was playing Bayonetta 2. And Bayonetta 1, really. Are you, oh, I was going to say, Veronica, are you taking care of this? Erik doesn't take care of scorpions. It's just a waste of bullets. But in Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 1, it's a very linear game. It's a hack and slash kind of game, kind of an action fighting game, you know? Think of Devil May Cry, think of God of War, think of that kind of game. Ninja Gaiden, I guess, in a way. Very linear. You know what you're getting into. There's some secret stuff, but it's mostly you know what you're getting when you play. You're going into an area, and the design of the level is such that you're not going to get lost because there's nowhere to go. It's very straightforward. And there are invisible walls to kind of keep you on track. I don't mind that because, well, it's a linear experience. You know, what are you going to do? I have no problem with a game doing that. Do I have nothing that doesn't... I guess I'll use this. I have no problem with a game being linear in that way. Because frankly, it makes sense that... Don't worry about it. I got it. Gotta be quicker. It makes sense that a game like that would be linear because it's just a level. It's not that much different from, say, a Mario game where you're traveling from point A to point B. The difference is you're doing it in a 3D world. So, okay, I don't mind the linear experience in that sense. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's fun, so yeah, I'm all for it. What I don't like is in a game like this, where it's supposed to be open world, and it turns out, not open world. It's the illusion of open world, but with extreme limitations, such that you can see somewhere and you can't go to it. Not because... Oh, hello. Hello. Hello, giant. Okay, we gotta get rid of the tail. Okay, good. Did I get stung? I hope not. Doesn't seem like it. That one came out of nowhere. Boom. Get it. Okay. It's linear because laziness? It's not linear because you're not meant to go a certain way, or you're not, I don't know, supposed to do something or not supposed to do something gameplay wise. It's just you're just lazy. That's what I don't like. Do I want this? I don't think I can repair my combat armor with leather, so I don't think I'm going to take it. So, yeah, that bothers me. Oh, she's still over there fighting. I left her behind. Thank you. Sorry about that. Oh, she got stung, so hopefully she doesn't go unconscious soon. Ah, she'll live. So, right. The whole point of that was it's lazy game design. It's lazy because you could just as easily have made that an unscalable cliff, you know? It would be so much more believable if you just said that cliff, you can't climb it because it's too steep. Okay, I'll buy that. It's disappointing because I wanted to climb it, but don't show it to me and then tell, oh, I'm sorry, you can't go up that way because we said so. It's just dumb. It bothers me. It really does. I may be stupid to get bent out of shape over it, but I think this is lazy. But back to the original point, Breath of the Wild. Oof. So, hours upon hours upon hours. Dozens of hours. I think at this point, I'm probably, in a week and a half, I've probably put between 55 and 60 hours into that game. Which I don't even know if there are 60 hours in a week and a half. But basically, so I was saying I wake up, eat breakfast, take the dogs, feed them, clean up my breakfast making stuff, and then I play. And I might take a break to go to the bathroom. I'm not sure how this is not killing him. I might take a break to go to the bathroom or stuff and such, but sometimes I don't even drink water just so I don't have to go to the bathroom. I'm just joking about that part. Or am I? No, I'm just joking about that. So I'll take a bathroom break here and there, and then, take the dogs out. And then I'm back at it the next day. And I go to bed at like 11. Wake up at 7, play till 11. Yeah, basically. It's been kind of I wouldn't call it sad. I don't even know how I would word it. It's I don't know. The game is just really good. It's just a really, really good game. Really well made. And speaking of worlds, saying, I think this world was more fun and better made than it's fine. I don't need it. I think this world was more fun and better made than Fallout 3. Speaking of really fun worlds, Breath of the Wild, the world there is it's incredibly good. It's just so well made. The entire world is just so explorable. What is his deal? Are you just gonna let me? Yeah, you are. I think at this point, I can't go any lower in terms of infamy with these guys, so who cares? Um, so, going back to worlds, I think the first world that I really truly was really engrossed in, open world wise, was Morrowind. And this was back in like 2002, right? This game came out when 2001, 2002, and as far as just wanting to explore, I can't think of very many worlds that were more enjoyable than Morrowind, just because um, it was so well made, and there was always something new to find. The caves everywhere, shrines, ruins, both Daedric and Dwemer or Dwemer. I'm also not going to get into the pronunciation of that, but those kinds of ruins. And then, of course, uh, you go in and you're not strong enough, so you go back and you grind a few levels, get some gear, just so you can take on the the cave. And there's always something new to explore. It never gets old. You always feel like you're working towards something, and I think that made the world a lot more fun to explore. There's got to be powder gangsters around here somewhere. There we go. I think that made the world a lot more fun to explore, and it made it feel alive without. Okay. Oh, they do see me. They will see me soon, if not yet. I love doing this. And even if the world wasn't, even if the NPCs didn't have a daily schedule, you know, um, if they were just simply stationary the entire time, 24 hours a day, you could always find them in the same place. Maybe they walked from their living room to their kitchen, but that was it. It didn't matter. It felt like a world that was alive. There were a lot of NPCs, and I guess because it wasn't voice acted, they were able to add a lot more NPCs, and the cities just felt more fun to explore, more alive, busy.
Hey,
Hey yourself. Not enough time to react. Woke up from a nap, dies. And then with Oblivion, moving on, uh, that was a really fun world to explore as well, but in a different way. I felt like that world was a little more forced. Still a lot of fun, simply because I felt not so much that the world itself was fun to explore, but it was just really pretty. At the time, you guys remember how pretty Oblivion was. Just exploring Cyrodiil was, at the time, it was just really amazing how you could go to any of the edges of the world, like stand on the mountains, and if the day was clear, you could see the capital, which was something you couldn't do in Morrowind because the draw distance in Morrowind was purposefully left low, just so the game could run on older systems. Back in 2001, 2002, you couldn't have the draw distance that you could in when Oblivion came out. I mean, the jump from when those two games came out was pretty substantial in terms of what hardware could do. Man, she's so slow with that armor. But that's fine. Maybe she also punched a gecko, which, I can't blame her. Sometimes I punch geckos. But yeah, let's move on, Veronica. And that's something I really enjoyed about Oblivion. The I don't remember which one came first, if it was Oblivion or I think Oblivion came first, but then Xenoblade Chronicles came out, and like not taking into consideration that's my second favorite game of all time. That world was so good. It was way more linear. It's not an open world game by any means. It is a very open linear game though. I mean, to get from point A to point B, it's not a straight line like in a game like Bayonetta 2. You do only have an option to go to point A to point B from point A, but the way you get there, there are like 17 different ways to get there, and each one of them has its own unique challenge, which is really fun as well. That game was incredible to explore simply because of the scope. You know, you anywhere you can see, eventually you're going to explore. And I mean, I guess at this point, is there a bad guy? Oh, it's a gecko. What's a gecko doing here? How am I missing? Sometimes I don't get the game in terms of what I hit and what I don't hit. I guess at this point, I don't know if I'm spoiling anything for people that haven't played the game, but you're on two giants, and people live there, and you can see one giant while being on the other one, and you can see like if you're on the Bionis knee, you can see the Bionis arm, and eventually you get on the arm, and then you can see where you were on the knee, and it's just incredible. It's such a well-made game, and that one was really fun to explore. And then Skyrim, I don't even get into Skyrim, the game itself, but Skyrim was the world itself was very cool. I mean, standing on top of the throat of the world on a clear day, and just being able to see everything all the way to Solitude, that was really impressive as well. The game itself, I'm not going to get into. I didn't really like it as much. But the world is what we're talking about. The world was fun to explore. And then the one big game that was supposed to be like, oh my god, it's like 8 times the size of Skyrim. It's so much bigger than Skyrim. It's so much better because it's bigger, was Xenoblade X. And I still say that's the most aesthetically pleasing video game world ever made in terms of the environment. But everything is a prop. All the enemies are props. You can walk through them. They don't do anything. They're just there. Like they follow the same little pattern every time. They don't have minds of their own. Like the giant monsters, they'll drink water from one lake, and then a few minutes later they'll get up and drink water from a different lake. And that's it. And that's what they are. They're props. And it's really disappointing because as full of stuff as the world is, it just feels so dead and boring. And I got tired of exploring Mira very quickly. But again, that also has to do with the way the game forced you to explore in order to progress the story, which I thought was very, very poorly done. And from a gameplay perspective, you have to explore to play the game. Like you have to explore, like in order to unlock this mission, this main quest, you have to explore 10% of the map, which this is the dumbest thing. Why would anyone think that was a good idea? But it makes, like if the game were exciting, the world were alive and it made you want to explore, it'd be different, but it's not because it's boring. And as like I said, as much as there is to do, because the world is enormous, it just doesn't feel very alive, even though it's full of creatures and all kinds of stuff. On the other hand, Breath of the Wild, it's very barren. There are parts where I've gone like 30 minutes or more without a single fight, without encountering a single enemy, and it still feels more alive than any of those games that I've mentioned up to this point. It just feels real. I don't know how to explain it. Where you can just walk around and not fight, and really, it's like post-apocalyptic Hyrule or something, and it's okay. It doesn't feel dead at all. Are we done here? I'm trying to wait it out for Edie. But somehow they made it feel more alive than any of those games I just mentioned, even though it's more empty. So I think that's why I end up playing for so long and not even realizing how long I'm playing. It's just a very good game. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. There we go. There you are. Hello. Companion protocol begin. Let's go. And as you can see, her bumper stickers are gone, and she's making a different sound now, which is really annoying, actually. But yeah, she's, I guess, clean. I guess this is what she looks like when she's clean. But anyway, that is it. We got Edie back, and I'm actually gonna make my way back up. To New Vegas, and we're going to start with the main story again. I think it's way overdue that we start doing some main quest. So in the next episode of Fallout New Vegas, main quest. Until then.